I'm not sure what I was expecting from this episode, but the title made me burst out laughing. And the episode itself made me so frustrated. So let's cover this chisme since it was juicy like the booty. Let's start off with Gino and Jasmine since nothing really happened with them. As they're walking around the park, Coco jumps off his little stroller and Jasmine breaks the news that not only is Coco gay, but he's also in love with Gino. Okay, but in all seriousness, we find out that the results from her mom came in and there's actually a trace of cancer. Thankfully, it's pretty early, which means that there's a big chance of getting rid of it completely. And not only that, but it turns out that Gino's mom also had cancer back in 1977 and they got it pretty late, so he completely understands what Jasmine is going through.
I seen what my mom went through with cancer, going to hospital, seeing her, and in her funeral, unfortunately. Rough. It's hard to take.
When they showed photos of Gino's mom, I was stunned because she was gorgeous. I am very sorry for both of them and I genuinely wish Jasmine's mom nothing but the best. To cheer Jasmine up, Gino has the bright idea to take her on a vacation and we are going to Florida, which if you guys remember, Jasmine loves Florida. And the moment that she arrives, it's like she became a different woman. And guess what? We are going to get another Ashley and Manuel scene because Jasmine has the fantasy of having sex in a public space. And Gino is all in for it.
You want me to try it with someone else in public or with you?
Well, probably both.
What?
Maybe even a woman, too.
You want me to cut your make a smoothie and force you to drink it?
I would have said the same thing. What do you mean you are going to have sex with another woman? To each their own, but I'm not sharing my man. So they finally arrive at Leandro's rental house and it is a beautiful house. Jasmine loves it. She's extremely happy. She's over the moon. Leandro is doing his best to make her, feel comfortable, make her feel at home, like she's in Panama. And he also gets her some cupcakes to celebrate her birthday.
Que mis niños estén conmigo y con Gino lo más pronto posible. For my mom's health, that she is gonna be declared cancer-free.
And moving on. We should check in with Mhmmud to see if he's still running. And it looks like he still is. He's about to run into oncoming traffic because Julian continues to follow him.
It's fine. I get that. All right, can we sit down? Can we sit down? Mhmmud.
He's like, bro, just sit down. I'll leave you alone, but please don't leave. Is Julian Mhmmud's husband? Julian is clearly frustrated to the point that he's crying.
The only thing I think about, I want to go out from this home.
I'm pretty sure that he feels helpless because what can he do? This is not his problem. So he tells him, fine, I'll leave you alone, but please promise me you'll just go for a walk and come back. Look at me in the eyes and promise me that you'll come back, Mahmoud. Which for me was a little too much. Why are you following him and touching him when he needs his space? Well, Nicole,
I wish that you guys didn't see that. I'm embarrassed, actually.
you should be embarrassed for the behavior that you displayed, for being an asshole. And you should have never brought your friends over because if you really think about it, this was all your fault. And now she's calling him probably to apologize, right?
I need you to tell me what you're gonna do.
So you're going to stay at an hotel?
Where? What hotel?
Nope, we are wrong. After she talks to him, she's like, oh yeah, he probably should stay at a hotel. Well, actually, no, maybe not. Make up your mind, Nicole. Mahmoud asks production for a ride, and in the car he shares that this might actually be the end of their relationship.
Love is not enough for marriage, I think. Somehow I think it's over now.
The next morning, he's walking around LA, incredibly tired and just done with all of this drama. However, he still wants to talk to her, and he's wondering, like, does she really love me? Does she really want me? He finally gets on the phone with Nicole, where she tells him that she feels terrible. And he's like, well, I feel sad. Then she tells him, well, maybe I'm just mad at you for being horrible to me and the fact that you lied to my friends. Mahmoud tells her, well, you brought your friends over and treated me like shit in front of all of them. And then we find out that he used her credit card to pay for the hotel. But he does say that he's going to pay her, and he only did it because his card got declined. And here she starts telling him that he ruined her life, that he has been nothing but problems, that the last 4 years, that's all he's done.
For the last 3 days, you've done nothing but cause problems. And you know what else? For the last 4 years, that's all you've done, actually.
You freaking... Like, all the freaking words, todas las palabras del pinche mundo para Nicole. But whatever, moving on. Mahmoud just tells her, fine, I'll come get my stuff later today. But once Mahmoud arrives, both of them are just quiet, legit dead silence. But he goes over to get his things.
Are you hungry?
No.
Even if he was hungry, what are you gonna make him? Frozen pizza? Again? Okay, I'll stop. So she asks him where he's staying, and he's like, I don't know. And I am pretty sure that he doesn't even care where he goes as long as it's not here with you.
I can tell right away that he has no interest in discussing anything. He goes right for his suitcase.
Maybe it's the fact that you treated him like garbage. And as he's walking away, Nicole tells him, well, there's things that I still need from you. And with no hesitation, Mahmoud pulls out her credit card, the cash, and the phone that she gave him.
You act like you've been here in LA like for 20 years or something. You can just, go and get a hotel room and just...
And you act like it's not easy to find information and literally figure it out, She's like, why are you leaving? Well, because you told me to. But I also told you to stay. Yes, but after all the horrible things you said to me. But you treated me horrible and said divorce like 20 times. And I still want a divorce. And yes, he still wants to divorce her.
Then go. Then
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
go.
going to go.
Which pissed her off. So she gets upset and it's like, leave, get out of here. So Mahmoud leaves. And he tells the crew members, don't even try to make me stay because it's not gonna happen. Don't even try to make me go back.
Leave me that. Like, this time I'm not going back ever there.
And I respect Mahmoud so much for being able to stand his ground and leave her crazy ass. And now we are about to get upset again because we're moving off to Emily and Kobe. After Emily stormed off last episode, Thing 1 and Thing 2 are wondering why she got angry. I don't know, Mimsos. Maybe because you guys keep questioning her marriage, or maybe because you interrupted her over and over again. Kobe takes this time to tell his friends that they were here to have fun and that they acted like total asses. On the side, Emily is telling the cameraman that she feels disrespected and that in no way she's going to sit down again and let them talk over her.
I'm not gonna sit there and listen to you try to talk over me.
So Kobe gets up to try to convince Emily to come back and leave, everything behind, just put it aside. He's like, Emily, please, we didn't come here to have this conversation. Please go back. They're African men. They just want to protect my best interests. They just have concerns. Can we please go back? And Emily tells him, no, I don't want to sit over there. And he's like, so what do you want? So what she wants is a refill of what she's drinking, sit down by herself, and just think if she really wants to go back over there.
I just want you to understand that no matter what happens, you're my wife and I love you.
And then Emily tells him, this is not fair, Kobe. It is 5 against me, and you didn't even stand up for me. And then she's like, why don't you tell me if I make you happy? Come on, tell me. Do I make you happy? Do I make you happy? Do I?
I don't think...
Do I make you happy?
Of course you do make me happy.
However, the problem is that we're trying to fight the argument that you're bossy, and you just got interrupted by all his friends, but now you're interrupting Kobe and not letting him speak when you're asking him a question. So you're technically doing the same thing that those men were doing to you. But eventually Kobe's like, please, can we just go back? Because if we don't, things are just going to be awkward. So Emily agrees to go back, but she tells him that if they say anything, she's gonna speak up. So they walk over, and right away, Valerie is like, Cameroon woman don't speak when the man speaks. And Emily tells him, nah, I don't do that.
I think you have to learn about that. You have to learn. It's not correct.
Shut it. Ya cállense. Emily calls this other man to pass her the bottle, and she starts pouring and pouring and pouring. And I was just waiting, but she finally stops. And I genuinely wonder how she's gonna feel the next morning.
The only thing is just to blend the two together rather than letting one dominating the other.
But now here, someone with common sense enters the conversation. Where was this man the entire time?
Guys, I don't think this is why we are here. We have very limited.
Do you guys see the reactions that Valerie is making? He's literally acting like Kobe is making a mistake by siding with his wife. At the end of the day, he's going home to Emily, not to you, Valerie.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, I'm never going to be good enough for that.
Emily's making a point.
But this is the last time that someone's going to bring this up, because Kobe is done and tells them that if you guys can't respect our marriage and you guys don't feel like our marriage will work, then don't come to our wedding. Then all the little birds start chirping and chirping and chirping away. He gets up and he leaves. Like, they're literally being like, Kobe, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. Now, all of a sudden, when you see that things are getting too far, now you want to take it back. What a joke. What a joke of man you guys are. I also wanted to say that, like, I think it's so funny that production made us kind of believe that Kobe wasn't going to stand up for Emily last episode. And now we are seeing, like, a complete different side because he did stand up for her. Maybe it was a little too late, in my opinion. Like, I feel like he should have done it right away, but he still did it, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. But now let's fly over to New Jersey. Everyone, say hi to Manuel and Ashley because they're about to meet Manuel's family. Both of them are freaking out. Manuel's scared that she's going to ruin the chances of him nurturing his relationship with his family, and Ashley is scared because she's worried about...
I don't know what they know about me. If anything, I'm anxious about the meeting.
As they're driving around, Manuel sees a billboard of Wicked and he's like, that's a witch. Ashley, you see that? That's what I think about when I hear the word witch. So Ashley's like, it's 2023. A witch is no longer riding around on a broom. And Manuel says,
Estás en el 2023 ahora, carro tú.
Which Ashley tells him that...
No digas sus palabras. They're tratando de controlarme.
And then she also says that the fact that he sets rules and tells her things not to do, it makes her feel like she has to break those rules and just do it more. Now Manuel and Ashley are meeting his uncle, and he's really hoping that Ashley's gonna refrain from saying the word witch. When they're finally talking, Ashley shares with Uncle Leo that she really wants to be part of the family and be more involved with them. And he tells her, oh yeah, you are already part of the family. Uncle Leo tells her that the moment that you marry him, you become part of us. Like the Bible says, the woman comes from the man's rib, and that's what God wants. That's what the Bible says. And Ashley's like, yeah. Yeah.
Dios pone una pareja para que vivan juntos hasta el final.
But honestly, she was doing it. She was taking it so well. She was very quiet because she didn't want to disrespect his beliefs. But she does tell him what she does for a living, and he might not like it or understand it, but he respected it.
La Virgen. La Virgen. La Virgen. Mary? Madre Mary? Sí.
Of course, they are talking about the Virgin Mary. Ashley, stop acting like you have no clue about what he's talking about. I do think that at one point, Ashley was just nodding and saying yes to avoid any conflicts, and she admits that she's not trying to fight with Manuel, that she wants him to show up as a united front, but also takes the time to remind him, what I'm doing today is for you to take it into consideration in the future. Don't forget that I had your back today. Now we are off to meet Aaron, which is one of Ashley's friends, for some drinks. And it turns out that Aaron does kind of the same work that she does, but she also communicates with aliens. When they are talking, Aaron's like, I heard recently that they have seen some sightings of aliens in Ecuador. And Manuel's like, yeah, I do. Like, I do know about it, but I don't believe in it. But things are about to get super weird because Aaron is sensing some weird energy. And she's going to get that energy by speaking light language. So here we go. Manuel, close your eyes, connect with your heart, and listen to the energy. Psikiatra, psikiatra, la la samalaya. Tonamana turuturu.
Realmente me siento extraño.
I give props to Manuel for going through it because I would have laughed my ass off. However, Aaron is now telling him that they need to work on their communication, that he has to be open to creating a connection with her, which seems to upset Manuel.
Y de acuerdo con ella. Y yo quiero que
Yo
tú
estoy trabajando en eso. ¿Y tú?
¿Y tú? Estoy no trabajando en eso.
Solamente dime. ¿Y tú?
Yes.
No.
For example, you don't trust me when I go for a walk. You always question me. Who am I talking to? Where am I going? And honestly, to Ashley's defense, she has a lot of reasons not to trust Manuel. He has hid things from her, and he has even hid Ashley herself. So I could understand why she has concerns about what he's telling her.
Manuel, if you make it out like you're in jail, oh, you won't let me go anywhere? Like, why are you creating that narrative?
Now let's fly over to Brazil.
I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
Of course, it is better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Right, Patrick? Patrick's dad shows up with a bucket of paint to make Patrick do manual labor for free instead of him, I don't know, bringing some food, treats, or just being welcoming to his son, wife, and grandchild. But at least he got to meet Alicia, and the woman was super precious because this is the first time that he meets her.
When him and my mom got divorced when I was about 7 years old, we moved across the country, and so I barely got to see him.
You can tell that Patrick has a very complicated relationship with his father, and he's trying to make up for all that lost time that he never had with him. Thais decided to mention that they were not expecting him, that they wanted to relax, unpack, and put Alicia to sleep, but he's here, so he's kind of ruining the plans that they had. He doesn't even say anything to remedy the fact that he's here, acting like he can just come here and demand things, because right after this, he starts telling Patrick all the things that he has to do around the house.
Get a list of the stuff I need to give you.
A list?
Yeah.
Yeah, a list of things. And to make it even worse, it turns out that this man owns the apartment, but Patrick and Thais paid the rent for it.
But Jose owns this apartment and we pay rent,
which has been increasing every year. Why is the rent increasing? I have no idea. But here's a little tip for anyone that cares. Just because you don't get to pick your family, it doesn't mean you can cut them out of your life. Once his dad leaves, Thais tells him, I don't have a problem with your dad coming, but bringing the paint was a little out of hand.
He just brought it to be nice.
Nice? How is that being nice? You are injured. You just arrived to Brazil. The last thing he should be doing is asking you to do labor. It doesn't matter what Thais is telling him because Patrick is stuck in his ways of helping his father.
I mean, Patrick refuses to see that his dad, is using him. When he talks to Patrick, it's just when he charged for the apartment.
Even if he's taking advantage of him. There's nothing wrong with helping your parents, but this looks more like he's paying for his lifestyle and taking advantage of him. Now, let's go check on Humpty Dumpy. Big and little eggs set on a wall. Big and little, it had a great fall. All the taco pasta and mayo tubs couldn't put Big Ed together again. Yay! He's walking into a bar incredibly depressed, telling us that after the pasta argument, he knew that this was it. And he knows that he owes Liz a face-to-face explanation. And that's what he chose to do. That's why he chose to meet her here.
I moved halfway across the country.
Which you wanted to do, to be close to your family. Liz didn't want to move.
Paid for everything, got us a house.
I don't believe it. Liz had a stable job where she got offered a partnership.
Spent months putting together Riley's room and planning the summer for Riley. And
with the history that you have with your own daughter, I doubt that you were the only one that did that.
I was single for 30 years after my first divorce, and it was very difficult for me.
Let's please remind Ed why he was single. You cheated on your wife with an escort, but he has realized now that life is too short and he just can't marry Liz. So Liz calls him and very nicely tells him, you don't think this bar is not an appropriate place to have this conversation, especially since I'm bringing Riley?
And then you don't care to think about where Riley is gonna go?
Liz, you're her mom. You haven't spoke to me in 3 days.
But it turns out that she has been calling him. And this is the first time that he has messaged her. And not only that, but he sent her the message 1 hour and 15 minutes ago. He was just like, meet me here after ghosting her for 3 days. So again, liar, liar, pants on fire.
I'm scared because I don't want this relationship to be over. I put all my eggs in one basket moving out here.
And you too, Liz. That TLC check must be so big that you continue to put your daughter's well-being at risk because you're just that selfish. I am so glad that the phone was on speaker because like this, we can listen to Ed being speechless every time that Liz brings up a good point. Because the only reason that Ed wanted to meet her is to tell her face to face that he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He was not even willing to talk about fixing things. He just wanted to say it to her face. The whole time he was like, my mind's made up, my mind's made up, my mind's made up. No one cares.
I don't know what to expect out of you. Oh, she hung up.
I'm so glad she did that. And now he's so sad because he didn't get to have the last word. Last but not least, let's see if Alexi is still trying to convince Lauren to not proceed with the surgery.
You know, it's not too late to not do it yet. I'm just saying, it's tomorrow, it's not today.
And he is. They are on their way to the consultation. And in the last episode, I said that Lauren probably did research about everything. I take that back. Because she is wondering what the scars are gonna look like.
What kind of scars? Are they gonna be big, small, with the lipo?
They also don't know what the recovery process is going to be like. Like the surgery's tomorrow. What are you doing?
And I just hope that Alex can get on board with this because I don't really want him to resent me.
Because now he has to do his 9-to-5 job, take care of the kids, and take care of her all by himself. So he tells her,
You like to do laundry 5 times a day? I'm gonna do once a week.
And I agree with him. She cannot expect him to do all of this work the way that she does it while he's also caring for her. So once they arrive at the clinic, the doctor goes over everything they need to know.
And your surgery is going to be a full tummy tuck with muscle tightening, skin removal, liposuction of your flanks, upper back, inner thighs, arms, a little bit of the chin area.
And I genuinely thought that you said that this was a natural procedure, Lauren. There's so much happening. I'm even worried about you. The entire time that the doctor is explaining to them what's going to happen during the surgery, it seems like Lauren is having an episode. A quick Google search says that tics often come and go and can get worse when a person is stressed or anxious. And as if you guys didn't know, Lauren has Tourette's syndrome. So that's why her tics are getting worse when she is nervous.
The drains are basically these little tubes that we put in the space where we do the tummy tuck.
And it gets worse when the doctor tells them that Alexi has to empty a drainage tube every 4 to 6 hours to prevent infections for 1 week.
Oh my God, I wasn't expecting it.
I thought you knew what you were doing, Lauren, and I genuinely thought that he knew too. Why is all of this a surprise to both of you? She can't carry anything. She can't move around. She is bedbound until the doctor allows it. And Alexi is freaking stressed because they have 3 toddlers and technically a baby because she's going to be acting like a baby for some time. She can't even move. But now for the next episode, Jasmine has another secret that she hasn't shared with Gino. We probably already know. Rob might have a burner phone. How? When did this happen? I don't know. I have no idea. But you know, if you want to find out, you have to look it up. So she's gonna find it.
Mahmoud, get in the car.
Nicole gets in her freaking car to go chase Mhmmud because she wants to tie him to her bed and not let him go anywhere ever again. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know all your thoughts. Just go crazy. I want to know what you guys think about this episode because I thought it was a pretty good one. And yeah, don't forget to check on my other videos. I'm covering Love in Paradise, and I'm also gonna cover Selling OC. They are going to be reaction videos, those 2. This one's staying the same, but those 2 are gonna be reaction videos, or just me talking about the episode in general. Oh, sorry. There's a possibility that I might take next week off. It's my mom's birthday and it's also Mother's Day. So just letting you guys know that I might not post anything the week of Mother's Day. Yeah.